You're sitting across from her. The conversation is flowing, you're both laughing, and there are no awkward silences. You feel safe. That safety is often the precursor to a purely platonic dynamic. To move beyond a friendly baseline, you must introduce specific variables that disrupt predictability. This is a 5-step behavioral protocol designed to shift an interaction from safety toward romantic chemistry. This protocol requires a prerequisite: trust. You must have already established emotional safety before you can successfully apply the following steps. Comfort provides the foundation for a connection, but tension acts as the biological driver of attraction. If you have been in the same seats for an hour and the dialogue has become routine, the interaction has likely hit a plateau. Biologically, this is the Oxytocin Plateau. The brain is releasing the cuddle hormone, which promotes bonding, but it is no longer producing the dopamine required for romantic excitement. This dashboard represents the neurochemical state of a predictable date. Comfort is at a maximum, but attraction has stalled because the element of reward is missing. Step 1 is strategic novelty. You break the pattern by changing the physical environment, like moving to a different bar, or by pivoting the conversation toward a more challenging, less predictable topic. Introducing an environmental shift re-engages the brain's reward centers. As the dopamine levels spike, the attraction bar rises to match the established comfort. Step 2 is the self-disclosure loop. Share a minor, authentic cognitive secret, perhaps an admission of a small social anxiety, or a specific, slightly embarrassing memory. This triggers mirror neurons. When you demonstrate vulnerability, it creates a biological nudge for her to reciprocate, moving the conversation from surface safety to deeper alignment. Combining sudden novelty with controlled vulnerability changes the nature of the interaction, replacing predictable safety with psychological alignment. A common error once comfort is established is to perform more favors for her. This traps you in the role of a provider of energy rather than a romantic partner. Step 3 utilizes the Benjamin Franklin effect. Instead of doing a favor, ask her to do something small and effortless for you, such as holding your drink or checking a map on her phone. This utilizes cognitive dissonance. Her brain justifies the investment by reasoning that she must value the connection enough to provide that help. Now let the conversation slow. Move your focus from what is being said to the physical space between you. Hold the silence. Step 4 is the shift from a social gaze to an intimate gaze. In a platonic setting, eye contact follows a social gaze pattern. Your eyes scan a triangle between the other person's eyes and their forehead. To signal romantic intent, the triangle shifts down. You move your focus to the eyes and the mouth. This shift involves the vagus nerve and signals to the hypothalamus that the nature of the interaction is moving from friendship toward romantic tension. When you reach the moment of maximum energy, the point where the laughter is most intense, you have reached the peak of the date. The most frequent mistake is lingering until the momentum fades. If you wait until you've run out of things to say, the date ends on a low note. This curve tracks the energy of a typical date. It reaches a high point and then enters a slow decline as fatigue and predictability set in. Step 5 is the peak end withdrawal. At the moment of highest energy, you call for the check or announce that you have to leave. By ending the date exactly at the apex, you prevent the memory of the downward slope from forming. This leverages the peak end rule. The human brain prioritizes the most intense moment of an experience and how that experience concluded when forming a lasting impression. Leaving at a high point creates an open loop in her mind. Because the interaction was cut short during a peak, she is more likely to spend the following hours replaying the highlight. Curating the intensity of those final moments ensures the interaction is categorized as a romantic success. You have successfully executed the protocol and moved the dynamic from a simple platonic baseline into a state of active tension. Now you enter a mandatory 24-hour waiting period. As time passes, the peak end effect and the open loop remain active. During this time, she is left to process the vulnerability you shared and the tension created by the gaze shift, with no downward slope to dampen the memory. Maintain this space for a full day. When you reach out, you'll be building on a foundation of chemistry rather than just comfort. We'll cover how to handle that follow-up